Welcome to van build number 47. This is actually our first full conversion in a 148 extended Ford Transit.
Yeah, this is a modified beach house layout, which is modified quite a bit for the Ford Transit. And we're excited to show you guys our very first Ford Transit beach house. Okay. Let me say Ford Transit 6 more times.
So first things first, in the front, this is kind of the modification to the beach house layout. We do have this bench seat in the front with a lagoon table. Both of the seats do swivel around, so this creates kind of a secondary hangout space in the front where you can keep your sliding door open and hang out and work up here. It also gives you a little bit more storage. The bench does have storage underneath. Now, one interesting thing that's a little bit different about the Transit is you don't really get a headliner shelf. You do have some built-in storage from Ford Transit's, built-in shelves that are already there, but we don't add a headliner shelf. The other interesting thing about it is the ceiling in the Ford Transit actually curves quite a bit at the front cab area, so we do have kind of this bulkhead trim out to keep our ceiling straight. So all of that in the front creates a little bit less storage overall in the Ford Transit, but I still think this is super functional for the client. Next up, we have our wet bath. This is kind of our standard wet bath with the built-in separate urine diverting toilet. We have the Palisade vinyl wall tile in here. One thing I always like to mention is we do build custom for clients, so the clients get to pick out all of their finishes, so what they're doing on their ceiling, their floors, their walls in the bathroom, all the cabinetry. And this client decided to keep it light and bright, kind of like a lot of our older conversions. Nowadays, a lot of clients are going for white oak and more wood finishes just for the durability and keeping things clean in your van. This van, however, there is a lot of white, so I always say you want to make sure you keep your van clean to make sure that the white paint stays looking good over the years. But overall, this is not much different than our bathrooms in a Sprinter van, so I think it turned out beautifully. He does have the white shiplap on the ceiling and gold fixtures, which I love so much, and the Nautilus self-cleaning retractable shower door to enclose everything and keep everything waterproof. So as I mentioned, this van is very white. The client picked white paint for all of the cabinetry throughout, the white shiplap all throughout, and then even white countertops. And then we do have this gorgeous blue kind of mermaidy tile here, which I actually think is kind of matches the vibe of my outfit today. So I like it, and all the gold fixtures throughout. We do have a farmhouse style sink and our nice Corian solid surface countertops, as well as a 65-liter isotherm fridge, which we did elevate off the floor just to make it a little bit easier to get in and out of. Now, as far as cooking goes, a lot of people always wonder, well, where's the cooktop? Well, we don't like to build it in because then it takes up so much of your counter space and doesn't allow you to use it when you have the bed in bed mode in the rear. So we do just have an outlet here that you pull out your induction cooktop, set it up, plug it in, do all your cooking, and then put everything away. That way you don't always have a built-in here. Also, the induction cooktops can occasionally break, so not building it in just gives you more functionality down the road. If you do accidentally break one, you can easily replace it without having to get something put back into your countertop. I think that's kind of it for the kitchen. So moving toward the back of the van, we do have a little cabinet here for extra storage. He wanted a place to be able to hang a few shirts, so we do have a small countertop with just hanging space here at the rear. Then we have upper cabinets on both the driver and the passenger side for tons of extra storage. And then our convertible table dinette space here. This creates an almost king size bed at night. We actually made these benches a little bit longer than we typically do. They're 76 inches long, so that there's just even more space back here to make it even more comfortable. We do have our standard white window frames with metal strips on the back of the frame, so that when you put your window covers in there, they magnetize to that frame, and you can create kind of a blackout privacy back here for when you're sleeping or hanging out at night, so nobody can see inside your van. So that's kind of it for the inside. Now Alex will talk about all the outside exterior stuff, as well as the plumbing and electrical systems in this van.
On this build, you are gonna see a lot of exterior features that we like to include on our build outs. The big one that you're probably gonna notice on the side is the truck bed spray treatment that we did over the plastic panels, behind the plastic panels, and all the way down the side body of the vehicle. This is great for rust prevention and also just helps to give it a really rugged look. Another thing that helped with that rugged look on this Transit, this is a rear wheel drive, but we did add the 2-inch kit from Van Compass along with the upgraded struts in the front, leaf spring and shocks in the back. So the suspension and ride is actually really, really nice in this vehicle. We did add in some windows on the outside. So we added the sliding door window. We added the rear windows in the back to create that really nice open and bright dinette space in the back of the vehicle. And of course, you've seen us do it before. We love to add the Luminous Weekender roof rack. This one actually has the perforated roof rack, which is a really cool feature. Now, a couple things that we had to do differently in this van when it came to the climate control. Because this is a Transit, we could not put the S-Bar diesel heater, and it is still a diesel heater because this is actually a diesel Transit. The diesel heater had to go underneath the bench in the front, which I think worked out really well. We have kind of a false bottom built into that bench, plenty of ducting so that it can still pull air in and work really efficiently. One of the other unique things about the Transit is the roof rib situation, where you can actually have enough space between the ribs that run in the roof side to side in order to put in a vent fan or an AC unit. So the AC unit we really couldn't put anywhere except for the very back of the van. So the AC unit here is right above the bed, which in my opinion is great for cooling because you want that cold air blowing right on you when you are trying to sleep at night, or in the dinette when it's blowing on you when you're back there working or hanging out. So let's talk about the other side of the van. So on this side of the van, we have the wonderful Luminous side ladder that allows you to climb up to the roof. On the roof rack, we've added 200 watts of rich solar, and we also have a WineGuard Wi-Fi and cell phone booster as well. So the cool thing about the perforated platform that we have on the Weekender roof rack is the ladder makes a lot of sense. You can climb up there and you can actually hang out and move around up there, which is, I think, a really fun feature about having a custom welded roof rack by Luminous. For this van, this is a completely off-grid vehicle, just like we built all of our camper vans. So it has a 30-gallon freshwater tank underneath the bench here on the driver's side in the back. It also has a 2.5-gallon water heater, which is 110 volts. So that feeds through the 3,000-watt Victron inverter charger and off of the 540 amp hours of lithium Battleborn battery that we have in this van. So all the components are Victron. It also has 60 amps of alternator charging. So that is two 30-amp Orion DC to DC chargers that are coming off of the alternator when the vehicle is running. We have the Victron solar controller for the 200 watts of solar that we talked about up on the roof. So this thing really is designed to be self-sustainable, to be able to be off-grid. It does not have to go directly to an RV park. So for the 30 gallons of fresh water, we have 3 gray water holding tanks. We have a 5-gallon holding tank for the toilet. We have a 10-gallon holding tank for the shower, and we have a 15-gallon holding tank for the sink. All of those can be drained via electronic ball valve switches from the Serbo touchscreen control panel that we have built into his van. At the back of the van, we also have his water fill, which is accessible through this compartment here in his U-bench storage. He's got about a 21 by 24 by 19 inch tall storage section here in the back. This is great for tools, freshwater hose, extension cords, all that good stuff can fit back here. And his shore power charging, we actually like to keep that a little bit hidden, discreet. We don't like to cut holes into the side of the van, so that is mounted down below on the side of his hitch. All in all, this is a really, really nice looking Transit. We're excited for our client to pick this up and be able to finally hit the road and start to adventure in it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and leave some comments down below about what you think about our very first Ford Transit. If it sounds like we're hating on it, we're not. It's just different. We love Sprinters. The Transit was a fun adventure. It does have a little bit more ceiling clearance. For those of you that are Transit lovers out there, God bless you. I'm glad that you love them. It was an experience. So thank you to our client and all of our clients and our team that helped us build this, and we'll see you guys next time.